Johnson went after the breaking pitch and strikes out. And for Cheezel, that is strikeout number 3. 2 down, and that'll bring up Brian Daly, the second baseman, who singled to center his first time.
Cheezel is matching the big Michigan pitcher inning for inning here.
Cheezel checks his runner at first, and the pitch is a fastball up and away. Daly, the number 7 man in the batting order. Midland with a lot of balance. They say that's the strength of this team. Runner goes, pitch swung on and fouled off the face mask of Aaron Allen, and it is 1 ball and 1 strike. If they had a weakness, it would be the catching position, which I alluded to earlier about the fact that Dale Johnson has not been their number 1 receiver all year. But in terms of hitting, they're aggressive, they're explosive, they like to apply pressure, they hit and run, they do everything they can on the base pass to try and make things happen. They don't sit back and let it happen. And if they get down by a few runs, they do not seem to flinch because they feel that they're going to get a lot of runs. As a matter of fact, they don't mess with scouting reports on teams that they're about to play because they feel whatever the team has done coming into the game with them, they will not do against them. So therefore, they are not awed by anything, not intimidated by anything. They just feel by showing up, they're good. They are quite confident with their particular ball club. They feel that that there's no one that they cannot beat.
Well, that's a good philosophy, and I guess when you have a strong program, it's the philosophy that makes your program the way it is.
1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch swung on and fouled to the screen. We had a short delay there a moment ago, and I guess I should have pointed out that Aaron Allen went over to the first base or third base dugout occupied by Noam to get his face mask adjusted, and that is where he took that last foul ball. 1 and 2 now to Brian Daly with money on first, and the pitch is swung on and fouled back and out of play.
They are hitting and running these last 2 pitches, and they're in that situation where they'll probably do it again.
Well, they're just trying to make something happen here.
Be a good time for Cheezel to move to first base.
Oh, there's Cheezel, Jim, as you pointed out last night, has a very good move over there. In their game against Aurora, Indiana the other day, they fell behind 3-0 before scoring 5 in the third to take the lead. Cheezel from the stretch, and the pitch, swing and a miss. He pulled the string on him, and Daly went fishing and came up empty. And for Midland in the 4th, 1 hit, and they leave him. And at the end of 4, it is New Ulm 0 and Midland, Michigan 0. Well, it may be late, but we have got a good one for you here at Johnson Park. We're scoreless at the end of 4, and here is what awaits the winner of this game. The winner of this particular ball game will be playing Barrington, Illinois, tomorrow evening at 7:30 in a winner's bracket game. The loser of tonight's game will face Maynard, Ohio, tomorrow afternoon at 3:05, with the loser of that game eliminated. State College of Pennsylvania will play Oconomowoc, Wisconsin at 10:05 tomorrow morning, with the loser of that game ousted. So we started with 8 teams. We are now down to 6. Mike Cheezel squares around to bunt and then lays off and takes the first pitch high and inside from the tall, lanky right-hander, Brad Lamont. Cheezel jumped on his first pitch last time up and flied to center. And the fastball too low at the knees, and it is 2 balls and no strikes. In the on-deck circle is Jim Leslie, and then we're back to the top of the order.
We saw Cheezel drag for a base hit. I believe it was against Jacobson.
Oh, what a bunt that was. Holy cow. And he lays off the bunt attempt again, and it is now 3-1 as he takes the high, tight fastball. Well, Cheezel has got good speed. He can run, and for him to get on here would...
He'll be taking 2 pitches now, regardless of where they are.
Lamont delivers, and that's too high, ball 4, and he puts Cheezel on 4 straight bad ones. That is the second walk off of Lamont. He issued a free pass to Stoll back in the 3rd inning. So New Ulm has got the leadoff man aboard, and that is just the second time in 5 innings that occurred. Brian Robbie started the game with a base hit in the 1st, and of course now we play 9 innings here in this particular tournament.
You have a definite bunt situation occurring here with Sheasel, the number 8 hitter, drawing the leadoff walk, and Jim Leslie, the number 9 hitter.
What type of a bunter is Leslie, who struck out his first time, Jim?
You know, I can't really remember. I didn't call on him to do that during the season, and I think he's adequate. He was not our best bunter, or he probably would have been batting in the number 2 position for us.
All right. We've got the third baseman Strebel in on the edge of the grass, and here's a bunt attempt, foul. Tried to go down the third base line. Strebel as quick as a cat at third base, and he was on the move anticipating a bunt, and it is 1 strike now to Jim Leslie.
Be an excellent time if he had bat control, where there's people moving to try the swinging bunt and drive one by them.
Yep. Boy, Strebel really in on the grass now. Leslie again squares around the bunt, and he pushes it right towards Strebel. His only play will be to first. 5-4 if you're scoring, and down to second base.
Excellent bunt.
Goes Cheezel. So the sacrifice is complete. It goes 5-4 with the second baseman covering. 1 out now with a runner in scoring position, and we go to the top half of the order. And Brian Robbie, who has gotten both New Ulm hits tonight, an infield hit last time up, and then a solid single in the first inning. And Robbie will be followed by Stoll, and then Aaron Allen. Yeah, that's right, Robbie, Stoll, and then it would be Aaron Allen if they would get that far. Cheezel on at second with good speed, and the pitch. Curveball that is taken for a strike, and it is 0-1.
Robbie has developed a lot more patience as a junior than he had as a sophomore. He's taking that first pitch very often.
And this time, Lamont trying to go outside, and he missed down low. And the count to even now. The count to Robbie is even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brian won the Dave Winfield Award at the Cretin Den High School tournament as the fastball caught the outside corner for a call strike, and it is 1 ball and 2 strikes. He won the Eagle High School Mr. Hustle Award. Really a very good baseball player. And just as good off the field, by the way, as he is on it. And the pitch on the way, a little tapper toward third, but it will roll foul.
He protected very well there against the curveball. If he has a weakness, it would be perhaps his ability to hit the curveball consistently for base hits. He gets bat on it, but I have not seen him. He's a better fastball hitter than he is a breaking ball hitter, which, of course, isn't surprising for high school and or Legion players.
We're in the top of the 5th. We're scoreless. New Ulm against Midland, Michigan. Mike Cheezel on at second, and 1 man out, and Robbie gets tired of waiting. Robbie now stepping back in. He is ready. Here's Lamont's pitch outside. The fastball low and away. And the count to Robbie is even now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jeff Stoll, who is a senior at Southwest State, probably in his last year as the Legion coach. Taking a look at Cheezel, and now the shortstop Jude dancing in behind him, and Lamont steps off.
That's the duel between the very good pitcher and the very good hitter. They're Robbie's trying to slow him down, and Lamont is trying to get the hitter a little upset, and they're just battling each other in that manner.
Lamont from the stretch looks at Robbie, and the pitch is inside, and going over to third base is Cheezel. It'll be a wild pitch. The pitch was inside, and Robbie backed away, and Dale Johnson couldn't handle it. I gotta believe. Well, what would you think? Would that be a wild pitch, or would that be a pass ball?
I think it was a wild pitch. It was way inside and in the dirt, and just got by him.
Well, that would be my guess too, but I've got a feeling that our official score may rule it otherwise. Well, whatever it is, Cheezel is on at third base with 1 man out, and they're counting now to Robbie. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Let's see what Brian does here. Pitch a little tapper over the mound. It'll score the run. Jude comes in, fields the ball. Low throw to first. Robbie is safe. It is 1-0 New Ulm. And Brian Robbie dove head first into the first base bag, and it's going to be an error on the shortstop Jude for the low throw. It is 1-0.
Diving into first base that Robbie does consistently is a habit that we're trying to break him of. I think you get there quicker running through the bag. I'm afraid that he's going to get hurt. He's going to hurt a shoulder. He's going to hurt a hand.
Well, he got up awfully very slowly there. So Brian Robbie is on at first base. Cheezel scoring. Here is Chad Stoll. It's 1-0 New Ulm, and the first pitch is high, ball one.
Tough hitter there. He beat that curveball into the ground and almost beat it out for an infield hit.
Lamont looking at Robbie at first base, and will throw over there as the first baseman Baker holding with him. Well, New Ulm has done everything right in this inning. Cheezel led off with a walk. Leslie moved him to second base. He took third on a pass ball, and then scored on Robbie's infield hit. There goes Robbie. Pitch a swung on, grounded towards Strebel. He plays it on the short hop, and here's the throw. At first, it's in time, and now Robbie trying to go all the way to third, and he'll slide in safely.
Excellent.
Brian Robbie never stopped running. He never broke stride. They had the hit and run on, and Robbie had no intention of stopping at second, especially because Strebel ended up fielding the ball. He retired Stoll 5-3. But Robbie kept running and now is on third base with two men out. And you talk about being aggressive.
Yeah, aggressive and just excellent instincts. He saw as he was running to second base that the third baseman was going to feel that. He had to come in. The shortstop was not going over to cover, and so he didn't even break stride. Came to third. That's experience and instinct.
Well, there's two men out now, and here's Aaron Allen, who's struck out and grounded out to third base. Strebel now trying to keep him close at third. Pitch is swung on, a tapper toward third. Strebel fields it on the big hop and throws him out. And Aaron Allen is retired in the fifth inning for New Ulm. But they come up with one run without the benefit of a hit. There was one big error, and New Ulm leaves one. And the score at the end of 4.5 is New Ulm 1 and Midland, Michigan nothing. Bottom half of inning number 5, it is New Ulm 1, Midland, Michigan nothing. And we talked a moment ago about the fact that they play 9 innings here. Cheezel went 8 1/3 against St. Paul Jacobson in the state tournament on a very hot afternoon. Tonight it is considerably cooler with a breeze, and it's almost a pitcher's night. If you've got to go 9 innings, tonight would be the type of night that you could do it, because you don't have to worry about humidity and the fact that it's warm as it normally is on an August evening.
And neither pitcher has really walked many. What do your stats show?
Well, I don't have any walks so far off of Cheezel. And the first pitch is a strike call to the left-handed batting first baseman, Jim Baker. Lamont, by the way, has issued 2 free passes. And the overhand fastball is too high, and it is 2 balls and no strikes to the number 8 man, Jim Baker, who reached on a fielder's choice his first time. Brad Lamont would be next, and then we'd go to the top of the order and Greg Streibel. And the pitch is
off his shoulder.
Off of his shoulder. It hit him. So Baker is hit by the pitch, and that is not a good way to begin an inning.
That is so almost questionable, Mark, as to whether he made any attempt to get out of the way of that ball.
Well, that makes it a judgment call on the home plate umpire's part. If the umpire does not believe that he made the effort, he can disallow it.
It was an inside pitch.
Well, I started to say it is so important when your team gets you the lead to come out the next inning and close the door. Here is a bunt situation, and Cheezel delivered a high fastball, and Lamont bunted it foul back to the screen. It is 0-1. Lamont, who is a decent hitting pitcher, flied to right to Keith Winschittle his first time. Lamont is very aggressive at the plate. He's got somewhat of an unorthodox swing. It doesn't look like that he's going to get the bat on the ball, but then all of a sudden he hits it somewhere. Here is Stoll halfway up. I hope he's, well, now he's going to back up a little bit. But he came running in as if to try to intimidate Lamont a little bit. But, boy, I'll tell you what, if Lamont swings away, it could be a little dangerous.
I don't think the coach for Michigan would be very happy. He attempted a drag bunt.
And the pitch is a fastball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
This is a definite situation where you give yourself up.
Well, so far Lamont has offered it a bunt once and laid off the other time as Cheezel comes in with a fastball but misses low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Brad Lamont with Greg Streibel in the on-deck circle. He represents the top of the order. Throw to first, and diving back in is Baker. Baker has got average speed. Robbie playing on the edge of the outfield grass at second. The New Ulm infield at double play depth. Stoll is creeping in now, almost parallel to the mound, and the pitch is swung on and fouled at the plate. And it is 2 balls and 2 strikes, and since bunting the first pitch foul, Lamont has not showed bunt.
He may bunt on a 3rd strike. We'll see if Michigan has a lot of confidence in his ability to make contact here.
Throw to first, and getting back is Jim Baker. Nelson Conkright in his 5th year, 38 years old, a graduate of Central Michigan, coaching at 3rd. Orrin Muskie in his 4th year, 40 years old, coaching at first base. Fastball, high and tight. And the string is out now to Lamont. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Cheezel here has got a critical pitch coming up. He does not want to walk Lamont with the top of the order coming up. Swing and a miss. He got him with the off-speed pitch.
There was a situation with a 3-2 count. He came in with the pitch that's his control pitch, and he got him swinging.
Well, according to my unofficial records, that is 5 strikeouts for Cheezel.
That was a big strikeout. That may get him out of some trouble. That anytime you put that leadoff hitter on, it's a potential run-scoring situation.
Well, Greg Streibel went down to talk with Nelson Conkright. Conkright and Muskie have been together a long time. They roomed together, played softball together in a fast pitch tournament, and the pitch is high for ball 1. They won a national tournament here, the same one that Happy Chef of Mankato has competed in a few times. Pitch is swung on and fouled to the backstop. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Streibel flied to left and popped to second his 2 trips to the plate. Rich Jude would be next. 1 on, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. New Ulm 1 and Midland, Michigan, nothing.
He hit the first pitch of the ball game on a shot to left field.
Overhand curveball, and that apparently nipped the black. Boy, what a pitch that was, because that one looked a little bit outside from up here, and Mike may have gotten away with one. Now, Don Proctor is the home plate umpire. Pitch is swung on and fouled at the plate. Boy, I'll tell you what, last night Proctor's strike zone was very narrow. Tonight it seems to be just a little bit bigger. And I wonder if that is because of the curveballs that both of these pitchers have.
Or the late hour.
Oh, that could be, too. I don't want to alarm anybody, but there was a waffle iron in the dugouts here a moment ago. And the pitch it gets away from Allen. It is strike 3 called. Of course, the runner cannot advance with first base occupied, so it goes as a strikeout. Streibel down on strikes. 6th strikeout now for Cheezel, who has had 4 in the last 2 innings. And that will bring up Rich Jude, who's doubled twice.
He has been very effective with that breaking pitch, and the Michigan batters are just not able to get the bat on it.
Jude 4 for 6 in the tournament so far. Swings at the high fastball and doesn't get it. It is 0-1. Jude with lots of desire, lots of potential, good home run power, good clutch hitter, and very good hit and run. Throw to first, and just diving back in is Jim Baker. Marshall Bloomer holding with him down there. They played Judy to, well, they've got him shaded around and to the left. Off speed, too high, and inside it is 1 ball and 1 strike.
Cheezel is really getting tough.
Well, he looks just as sharp as he was last night. Throw to first, and Baker gets back. Midland hosted the state tournament in Michigan. They beat Lincoln Park in that tournament 4-3, beat Ferndale 6-4, lost to Lincoln Park 8-6, and then beat Lincoln Park 3-2. Pitches low and inside. It is 2-1. There are 5 losses this year. 3 have been to Flint Rossi, 1 to Kalamazoo, and 1 to Lincoln Park in the state tournament. It is 2 balls and 1 strike to Rich Jude here, with Baker on at first. Pitch swung on and hit high in the air, and towards shallow center. Leslie started back, now comes in, makes the catch, and that will retire Judy in Midland, Michigan in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on the hit batsman, and at the end of 5, it is New Ulm 1, Midland, Michigan nothing. Well, the winner of this region tournament, of course, will be advancing on to the World Series, and they would play their first game in Kokomo, Indiana, on Thursday, August 29th, the second game of a doubleheader. That is what is at stake in this particular tournament. And the tournaments this year, we'll run those down for you and where they are being played. As Scott Schmidt will be the first man to face Brad Lamont here in the top of the 6th inning. Lamont has issued just 2 hits. Cheezel has given up 4, but New Ulm has got the lone run, and that's the one that counts. And a pitch is swung on, a ground ball toward short. Judy toward the second base bag, the peg to first, and there's 1 down. So Schmidt, who had struck out twice, gets the bat on the ball and grounds out to the shortstop, Judy, 6-3. 1 up, 1 down, and here's Marshall Bloomer, who's taken a call, 3rd strike, and also grounded out. The Region 1 baseball tournament is being played in Bristol, Connecticut. Region 2 in Boyertown, Pennsylvania. Region 3, Sherryville, North Carolina. Region 4 at Woodward, Oklahoma. Region 6 is at Cape Girardeau, Missouri, as the first pitch is swung on. Another 2-hopper to Judy. And the toss to first, and Bloomer is retired. 2 up and 2 down. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Region 7 is at Lewiston, Idaho. Region 8 in Long Beach, California. And we told you where the World Series is. It will be in Kokomo, Indiana. So an easy inning thus far for Brad Lamont, who has relied basically on off-speed pitches here to the first 2 hitters in the 6th. And Russ Trauweg will give it a shot here. He grounded out to Lamont. He took it unassisted his first time up and then reached on an air by the 3rd baseman Streibel his 2nd time up. Well, we've got some activity now, or we're going to get activity. We had somebody warming up to the left of the New Ulm dugout as the pitch to Trauweg is a ball, and it is 1-0. I would imagine that, well, we'll get to that here in a minute. As Lamont kicks and throws, and the pitch is swung on and fouled right back here. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. I believe Jeff Stoll's pitching plans are if he needs relief help late in the game, the 8th or the 9th, I imagine he would go to Kevin Holke. If it is early or middle relief, which is it's getting to be middle relief now, I imagine that Bobby Solner would be next in the rotation. Swing and a miss as Trauweg chased the off-speed pitch out of the strike zone, and it is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trauweg made a fine running catch in the 1st inning in foul territory to retire Brett Hansen. Fastball swung on, popped up on the infield. The first baseman Baker backpedaling. Now he makes the catch, and that'll take care of Russ Trauweg and New Ulm in the 6th. 3 up, 3 down, 5.5. New Ulm 1, Midland, Michigan nothing. Bottom half of inning number 6, it'll be the meat of the order. Brett Hansen, Mike Mativa, and Brian Money. They would be hitters 3, 4, and 5 to face Mike Cheezel, who has been super in this pitcher's duel. He struck out 6, hasn't walked anybody. He's given up 4 hits, 1 in each of the first 4 innings. Hit a batter in the 5th, so he's had men on. Each team has stranded 5 through 5.5. And boy, I'll tell you what, Jim, this is very refreshing to see this after the multitude of runs that we have seen over the first 2 days here. I think we counted about 122 runs through 7 games.
This is obviously the best pitched ball game of the tournament so far.
First pitch to Brett Hansen is a strike call on the outside corner, a fastball from Cheezel. And they better be careful here with Brett Hansen as he swings and fouls the pitch at the plate. It is 0-2. Hansen, this month, turned 19. He will be going to Central Michigan University. He's got tremendous power to all fields, and he swings at the breaking pitch and doesn't get it, and Cheezel strikes him out. Boy, what a beautiful pitch by Mike Cheezel.
I believe he set them set him up with breaking pitches that time, and I think that was an inside fastball. At least it looked like it to me here, but he is bearing down and getting tough.
Number 7 for Cheezel. Swing and a miss as he pulls the string on Mativa, and he doesn't get it. Mativa struck out swinging in the first inning and then grounded to Schmidt at short in the fourth. And the pitch on the way, a high fastball in tight. 1 ball and 1 strike. As a matter of fact, Jude, Money, and Baker are the only ones that have not struck out against Cheezel tonight. Pitch jammed him, and the fastball is fouled to the backstop. And it is 1 ball and 2 strikes. And I wanted to mention that rain delay that we had earlier today in the Pennsylvania game that delayed play for about 4 hours as the pitch is swung on and popped foul on the first base side, but will drift out of play. The grounds crew has done just a super job in getting the field playable again and getting ready. It is, even though we've had the rain delay, the field still looks to be in excellent condition.
Looks like it's never rained.
That's right. It really does. A ball and 2 strikes to Mike Mativa. Cheezel kicks and throws. Fastball, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Third strikeout in a row for, well, it's actually his fourth strikeout. He struck out 4 of the last 5 men he's faced, and he's fanned 8 for the game.
He is pitching very, very well. He is setting them up with his breaking pitch, which they are unable to hit except to foul off, and then he's gotten the last 2 hitters with that high and tight fastball.
Here's Brian Money. Swings and drills it toward the gap in left center. Leslie on his horse reaches up and makes a diving one-hand catch. Oh. What a catch by Jim Leslie to take an extra base hit away from Brian Money, and that will retire Midland, Michigan. 3 up, 3 down at the end of 6. It is New Ulm 1, Midland, Michigan nothing. Well, on the board at the end of 6, I show New Ulm with 1 run, just 2 hits, no errors, and 5 left, and I've got Midland, Michigan at no runs, 4 hits, 2 errors, and 5 men left. Keith Winschittle, Mike Cheezel, and Jim Leslie will face Brad Lamont here, and we have got a great ball game, and we hope that you are still with us, either here in the ballpark or at home.
This is the kind of game that you would have expected maybe in yesterday's first round.
Keith Winschittle swings at the first pitch and fouls it back and out of play for strike 1.
With teams going supposedly with their ace chuckers, and we saw a regular hitter's barrage.
We're in the top half of the 7th inning, and don't forget we play 9, and the pitch is high. 1 ball and 1 strike to Keith Winschittle. Winschittle is grounded out and struck out tonight. 4-year starter for Cathedral High School. Jammed him with a high fastball that is 2 balls and 1 strike. He was an all-conference pick in the Tomahawk as a junior. For his high school team, he hit .333. He's got good power to all fields, good RBI man, good line drive type of hitter, good fastball hitter, and usually he'll hit the ball hard somewhere. Off-speed pitch inside, and it is 3 balls and 1 strike now to Keith Winschittle, who wears number 16. And Dale Johnson scampers out to the mound to say something to his pitcher, Brad Lamont. Meanwhile, we continue to have activity just to the left of the New Ulm dugout.
I think New Ulm is warming up an outfielder.
Well, that could very well be.
Forbrook.
That could very well be. And the pitch is high, ball 4. And Winschittle gets aboard with a walk. And that is the 3rd off of Lamont. And that will bring up Mike Cheezel. Well, I'm just wondering here who would be... well, Forbrook is going to pinch run.
For Winschittle. Which means that he will be playing right field then in this defensive switch that we often see being made. Is being made to take advantage of Forbrook, who has probably more speed than Winschittle does on the bases.
Well, now we could see Wellman as well. There's a possibility there, but Forbrook would be our guess is going into right field in the 7th inning.
Cheezel will be bunting all the way.
And Cheezel is flagged to center, walked and scored the game's only run. There goes Forbrook, and here is the throw, and he is safe. Forbrook with good speed, stealing second base. It looked like Lamont did not come with a fastball, and with nobody out, Forbrook is in scoring position.
It wouldn't surprise me to see Cheezel bunting him over to third base also to put that second run in good position to score with the number 9 hitter coming up and then Robbie leading off.
Well, it is 0-1 as the pitch to Cheezel was ruled a strike.